Hey, this is Fish on a Heater with Tournament Takeaway, where we take a look at a set of PvP battles and break it down to see what we could have done differently, what we did right and what we did wrong in the moment, and see what we can take from it to learn for our future battles. So this is round 5, the final round of a practice Nightfall Cup that we did on JigglyDad's Twitch channel, and we are facing against the one and only JigglyDad. I will hopefully remember to chuck a link to JigglyDad's Twitch channel in the description. Definitely check him out because he is a really good person for the community. I guess he is running the I don't think that's not a shadow gloom. There's just a regular gloom, which that's the first time I'd seen that. But obviously we'd seen Razor Leapers before. I like Gloom because I like that extra tankiness. I like it still packs a really hard punch, but yeah, you know, it can take a little more of a hit than say your Shadow Victory Bell. The rest of it seems pretty standard. He's running the Gallade as well. I'd seen a lot of Gallade in this tournament. He's running the Swampert, which after this tournament, I think I included Swampert in my team for the next practice cup I did because I just liked how it could threaten Frostlass and also destroy Galarian Stunfisk. So that was cool. Let's see how the battles went. So the first thing that happens is Gallade versus Gallade. I've been leading Gallade a lot. Obviously, he's realized that Gallade's a good lead as well. So let's see if we can figure out what the best way to play this is. With any mirror match, it's gonna be very touchy. There's not gonna be like a correct way of doing it. Let's, should we give one of them CMP to see what kind of difference that makes? It is... Okay, let's tell you what, let's see what just Confusion alone does. So it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Confusions to take out an opposing Gallade. Let's see if there's any... Oh, there's a lot of break and bulk points there. And looking at these IVs, the only one that's really truly different is getting the top breakpoint here. As an attacker, you'd need the 12 to 0 IVs to get up as high as 143 attack. We are pretty far off with the rank 1. It is feasible to maybe go 0, 14, 7 for the highest bulk point, which is interesting. So let's check that out. Let's see if that makes a difference. Oh, snap. So, if you do have that highest bulk point, you are going to survive 1 extra Confusion. What about this one? That's simultaneous. So, if you've got the highest bulk point possible, at least 119 defense, then... Sorry, at least 119.51 defense, because this one's already got 119. So if you just twitch it up to that 120, then you can survive 1 extra Confusion. As for breakpoints, let's see what happens if we give it the highest breakpoint. It's still a simultaneous knockout, interestingly. And then that's the same. Okay. So, I mean, we learned something. So then, what if we give it charge moves back? So one Leaf Blade is doing 50% damage. And we're already doing 50% damage with the 3 confusions there. So it's really just fire straight Leaf Blade. I don't know, that seems obvious now. There's really not much else you can do there, I don't think. What about holding off on your first one, trying to build up 2 Leaf Blades at once? So if we... let's go Confusion here. Leaf Blade. Actually, we've got to shield that. Well, that's interesting. According to this sim, if we build up to the 2 Leaf Blades back to back, they will not be able to fire their Leaf Blade, their second Leaf Blade. So there's something that you can practice at home, is building up to your 2 Leaf Blades, having to shield the first one, and a rank 1 will be left with 13 HP left. That is the rank 1, yeah. So give that a play. I switch out to the Frost Lass. I guess I just didn't want to get locked in the mirror match. Maybe it was about what I planned to see. Because okay, so JigglyDad was streaming at the time that this practice tournament happened, and I kind of had it on between rounds. So once the round started, I would mute it and go do my battles. But between rounds, I could have sworn I heard someone mention his use of the Gloom. So I think I was expecting that Gloom to be there, and the Confusion is going to obviously be very good against the Gloom. So I think that must be why I switched out. And also the Glade's gonna be good against the Swampert and the Medicham as well. So like there's better things that this Glade, the better uses that this Glade could be put to. So I guess I was just happy to risk losing switch advantage in order to protect that Glade a little more. And so out comes that Gloom, and it is Shadow Gloom. Interesting. It wasn't marked on the team registration page, JigglyDad. You gotta be careful of that. So now here comes that Glade, and you can see just how much damage that Confusion's doing. Unfortunately, I did have to eat a charge move here, and interesting that I opted not to shield that. So then out comes the Wiggly, and that's a dangerous move because that Galarian Stunfisk is coming out. What else did I have in the back again? Not necessarily coming out. It's just it's possible to come out. Oh, that's right. So Wiggly's my only Pokemon left. So if he has Galarian Stunfisk, I'm in a world of trouble. And he has no shields left, so I absolutely should have shielded that. What am I doing? Let's see if it comes back to bite me. Wow. That's pretty crazy. So if he'd had Galarian Stunfisk in his team, I was in a lot of trouble. But the fact that he brought out Glade there, it kind of indicates that he had Medicham in the back. So the fact that he had no shields left kind of left him open to that. He went with the old double fighter strategy, which I've discussed it many times on this channel before. It requires you to switch out to one of your fighters first, so you can draw out its main counter, and then kind of leave open the other counter in the back. But yeah, so at some point he burned all these shields here, and that kind of ruined it for him. There's the first, and then here will be the second. Now, he had seen my Glade already, and so he knew that thing was there and would be able to do some damage. Then again, okay, to be perfectly fair, I think it was a pretty low chance that he would predict that I had the Wigglytuff in the back. So I'm trying to think if it was a good decision to burn his shields like that, go 2-0 down or not. Is there any kind of disadvantage that he gave himself? Well, obviously, the disadvantages are obvious, that he like opened himself up to some heavy charge moves in the back. But yeah, this is what I was going to say. To be fair, my Wigglytuff is not something that will punish you with shields down. It's only that Glade, and the Glade is you know, it's only got a quarter of its HP left. So shields wouldn't have felt entirely necessary, but he didn't know that I had Wigglytuff in the back. Like, I could have had Tox, I could have had G-Fisk, I could have had Venusaur, or whatever. All of them will really punish you when you've got shields down. So I kind of figured that he wouldn't try this double fighting strat again for battle number 2. Let's go into what we found. So, again, mirror match. Crazy. So, let's see if I decide to switch out again. This one's a little bit riskier, I feel, because the Glade is I think it loses against Stunfisk more than it wins. Like, one close combat will just do the job you need, but you know, if it can't land that close combat, then it's a pretty difficult matchup for the Glade. And if I switch out into Venusaur, probably expecting a Glade to come out. Then again, if he doesn't have the Glade, then my Venusaur will beat everything else on that team. So Venusaur's a good safe switch there. If we did switch into Venusaur and he did bring out Glade, then probably our play at that point would be to bring in our own Glade and farm down, because we've seen how much damage a Confusion does to another Glade. So we'd be able to farm it down and probably have to spend a shield, but we'd have a lot of energy for the next Pokemon. So we let that Earthquake through, and pretty high chance that... Oh yeah, okay, so did we fired that move at the same time, didn't we? Yeah, you could see me trying to tap the Earthquake there, but I'd already tapped the Rock Slide, so of course Jiggly was going to shield there. He had gotten through the Earthquake, and now he just needs to farm down. As long as he shields here, I can throw anything I want, and he can just farm down with a couple more mud shots. So absolutely was going to shield there. Alright, now I would probably bring in Veen. because Venusaur can pressure the shields, and the Gallade is going to be pretty good in the back, especially if I can burn a shield on the Stunfisk. The Gallade here is going to probably beat all these other Pokemon with no shields left. So if I can burn that one shield on Stunfisk's side, then I'm presumably open for the rest of the battle. I do shield myself, I can afford that. This should just be Rock Slide, shouldn't it? Yeah. So I think he fired that just thinking, well, the Frenzy Plant's coming, I want to get one last fast charge move in before he does that. So I build up to the 2. Because the fact that he has fired that Rock Slide means I've got time now before he gets to the next Rock Slide. And he just lets that go. So that's unfortunate for me. So I should be getting the shield here. There we go. And I would like to have switched out straight away, but unnecessary. And he goes for 2 Leaf Blades, which is fair enough. But I've got the Leaf Blade here first. And then out comes that Gloom. I forgot that I lost that one. Hang on. Did I win the first one? Yeah, I won the first one very easily, and then he came back in the second one. Okay, so unfortunately with that Gloom in the back, oh, that was so sudden. Like, I'd completely forgotten that he had that third Pokemon there. I was thinking we were getting to the end game, but I was thinking like, oh yeah, I'm just so far ahead at the moment, and then just completely forgot that there was another Pokemon in there. So let's kind of go back and see kind of what we could have done differently. We obviously, the bait here, the missed baits were they made a big difference. And so at this point, there's not really much point in trying to switch out. Maybe trying to build up to the Rock Slide and then kind of switch out. But I don't know how much like nuke power that's going to have. And yeah, I mean, I could have brought in the Venusaur, and that would risk... The only thing I'd be risking would be the Gallade there. He knew that was a Rock Slide, so that's fine. I've got to watch this keeping in mind that I don't know he's got Gloom in the back. Because it's all good to say like, oh, I needed to throw the Frenzy Plant earlier to try and keep that HP up, but it's not that easy to say that if you don't know that they've got the Razor Leaf in the back that can finish you off. And especially so the confusion coming in from the Gallade first, that's what did it. That fainted the Venusaur and left Gallade open. So interestingly, it didn't matter whatsoever if that Gallade landed any charge moves on my Gallade. It was actually smarter to continue firing confusions at my own Gallade, because firing a charge move costs you a turn. That's a turn that you could be spending throwing more confusions. And as we've already said, Gloom doesn't care whether you've got shields left or not. So he did not need to burn my last shield, and he didn't. So good work on his part. And then at this point, there's really nothing else I can do. So I could potentially have switched out earlier here. But even then, like, if I'd switched out right here, then, like, I would have had to do it after seeing the Glade. By then, he's already thrown 1 confusion, so I've got a 1 confusion deficit there in that matchup. And so I'd have to be pretty confident that my Venusaur would be able to handle whatever was in the back with 1 Frenzy Plant stored up. So, well played. I'm still not really satisfied with that. Like, is there more I could have done? Obviously, the baiting game made a huge difference. I feel like most people just go for the Earthquake straight up. When I say most people, I just mean like slightly more than not. So I guess I probably should have gone for the shield first up, especially since I know he likes the Gloom. So there's a good chance that I won't need that shield later down the track, and I didn't. And the Glade as well likes fast move damage just as much as charge move damage, so don't necessarily need, like, the confusion's going to do a lot of the work there. So that in that case it doesn't matter, like, if we've got that shield. Like, I really should have spent the shield here. Also, maybe it would have been, you know, better for me to just throw Earthquake straight away. I don't know the answer. It's impossible to know the answer because we don't know what they've got in the back. Let's go to battle number 3, shall we? Oop, here it is. And okay, this is what we want to see. We win this. Or we can still lose, but it'll cost resources on his part. And now he realizes that and switches out. Interesting, because we didn't bring a proper counter for that. We didn't bring Toxicroak in our team because we fully expect to see the Glade. Whenever we, like, the moment we see the Tox, like, guaranteed it's getting matched up against the Glade. So is it better to, like, we probably need the Venusaur against the Gloom, because we had Stunfisk and Glade left. So I think Venusaur's obviously the best matchup for that. I don't mind that I threw 1 Frenzy Plant and then switched out. He was already 1 shield down from the Gloom, so it makes sense that he wouldn't want to shield that second Frenzy Plant from the Stunfisk, and putting the Stunfisk at that health also puts it in Leaf Blade range, I believe. The Leaf Blade is doing 27% damage. Maybe not. With the confusions, it probably is in range, because the confusion's doing 9 damage apiece. So possibly KOable from Leaf Blade range at this point. And that means I can fire those. Yeah, you can see that confusion's doing some work there. He goes for the Earthquake, and I fire an extra confusion because that absolutely makes a difference. Okay, so now we know he's got the Gloom, and we know that he's brought, I guess, Frostlass into his other battles. What else has he brought? He's brought the Medicham, but he might not bring that back again. If he does, he probably won't bring it in against the Gallade. If he's got Medicham and Gloom, then we're probably pretty golden with our rest of the battle. Probably, I'm thinking it's going to be either Gallade or Frostlass that we see. More likely Gallade is my thought. If it is Gallade, then we've got one extra confusion towards a Leaf Blade, so we've got that energy lead, so we can pressure that on him, and then we could probably we could let it go down, bring out Stunfisk, and try and build up to an Earthquake. But if he wants to just farm us down with the confusions, he's going to have a lot of energy and can fire maybe 2 close combats by the time we get to that Earthquake, so that's probably not desirable. What other options do we have? Do we have the opportunity to maybe build up to 2 Leaf Blades here? If we see the Gallade. Let's go with the Gallade Mirror again. And let's take a guess at how much HP we've got left. So that's, let me go... It's like 85 and 1 confusion. Actually, if we had 1 left after the Leaf Blades, so let's go 13. We do have time to get to a second Leaf Blade. But we do have to shield ourselves. That's the biggie. And that one won't matter if we try and fire them back to back. Oh, actually, it's someone we gotta turn into confusion. So let's say that his Gallade fires straight away. Yeah, so it's going to feint us, so we've definitely got to shield that. So 1, 2, 3 more. Then firing back-to-back Leaf Blades. We are shielding this. And then firing again straight away. So, in this scenario, we are coming out with 9 HP remaining. If we just go the regular firing as soon as we got it, we are also coming out with 9 HP remaining. So it doesn't matter in the slightest, is what we can get from that. Let's see what happens. It is the Swampert. So we are laughing. It is game over. We can get rid of a bunch of this thing's HP with Confusion. Probably should have shielded there, to be fair. We go for the bait, but no matter what we do here, we're going to be fine. Let's just pretend that we never get a charge move through again. He just lets that go. Oh no, he'd already used his shield, what am I talking about? So we've got Venusaur with about half HP, and like 1 or 2 Vine Whips of energy, and we've got a full Stunfisk. So let's see what happens if we just never throw a charge move again. Gloom, and we want the Shadow variety. And we had about half HP left. Tad more than half. 65, I'll say. And 1, 2, yeah, let's go 2 Vine Whips. That Gloom, let's go 2/3 on that one. $85, 90. That seem right? Whoops. Yeah, let's just go with that. Sure. Okay, so, and we want to remove charge moves. We'll remove charge moves from them as well. Just for the sake of science. Gloom wins with 56 HP left, and let's continue battling with a full health Stunfisk. We will take out those charge moves as well. Oh, the Gloom does win, but it's got 2 HP left. Wow, that's funny. So, obviously we got to get to 2 charge moves, which we're gonna do. If we add in the Rock Slide here, it can get to two Rock Slides in that time. So we are absolutely home and hosed here. This is game, set, and match. As you can see, just a Frenzy Plant would have been fine. Even if he did decide, well, the only way I can win this is by leaving this and hoping he's baiting. Like, double resisted Frenzy Plant is still going to tip it over the line. So that is that. Thank you to JigglyDad for the battles. If you like these little analyses, do us a favor and follow, comment, share. That's the other thing. Particularly the commenting and sharing, because those things really help the video get out, and you know, if these videos get traction, then that gives me more of a reason to, you know, spend my day making them, because yeah, they are pretty fun to do, and I would like to be able to keep on doing it. I will see you in the next video.